Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're on beautiful Lake Jackson here in Sebring. I've been to this lake a couple of times before. The one thing about this lake that you know, it's kind of unfortunate is a lot of the fish run on the small side. There's a lot of schooling fish. There's a lot of deep water. If you can look here at the map, a lot of deep water. The problem is once you get past about 25 foot here, the bottom goes kind of bad. It gets soft and the fish really don't relate out there. Right now it's November, so it's mid-late, or it's Saturday after Thanksgiving, so it's late fall. I don't know what, I've never been out here this time of year. I really don't know what the fish are going to be doing. I'll be honest, I got about 100 waypoints on this lake, but I'm not going to punch one of them in because I really don't want to fish offshore. I want to fish the bank. I want to fish some docks. That's what I like to do if I'm just going to go fun fishing. So we're going to go run couple areas and see if we can run across some dock fish. Already literally put in at the ramp, got on the trolling motor and fished right next to the ramp and caught one, and I saw like a 4-pounder swimming away. So there are fish shallow. I feel like they're always shallow on this lake, and they're always kind of like wolf packing and stuff. So probably not a bad idea to go shallow, but let's get the show started. It's 3 o'clock, gets dark at 5:30, so we got to go. Gotta go. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just running and marking stuff. Like that's all bait. That's all bait right there. Let's see. I marked something there towards the bottom. That could be more bait or that could be a brush pile. It was really glued to the bottom. But I'm just gonna run up here, kind of hunt down some deeper water transitions. I just feel like there's fish that relate to that at all times of year. So it's not gonna hurt to go ahead and start on that stuff. But even though this water on this lake is really gin clear, these fish will relate to it all year long. I'm actually gonna stop on this dock up here because it just looks really, really good. Just a big dock, extends out a little bit. And we'll just kind of go down the bank for a minute. All right, guys, so the thing with this time of year is you're definitely going to have some kind of a pattern, something that the fish are going to relate to. Actually, we got to redo this cable here. Now you're going to have a majority population of fish relating to stuff, but you're also going to have stuff that especially on a lake that you don't know, that you're not familiar with, there's going to be stuff that fish always get on. There's going to be stuff that, you know, just random stuff. But this dock, it just looks really good. You know, we're sitting in about 5 right now, so the end of that dock's probably only in 3. But it's a big wide dock. It just sticks out. Main lake point's right here. I mean, I could very well not get a bite here, but I could also catch a 5-pounder here. Like, you don't know this time of year. Just throwing like a little 1/2-ounce jig. This is not the Mullix. This is just a Outcast Stealth Fighter. It's in a color I like a lot. It's got a little bit of magic crawl, green pumpkin, some brown, literally every color that a bass likes. And I just put a watermelon twin tail trailer on the back just because it's a real small jig. You need something really small and finessey. And for some reason on this lake, I noticed they really like those. It's a twin tail trailer. You know, before I've always thrown like 16-pound. Oh, that was not a good skip. 16-pound fluoro, but today going with 22-pound shooter. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's still tied on here from Guntersville, still spooled on here. And man, I read something the other day that made a lot of sense to me. If fluorocarbon is really the same, you know, refractiveness or the same visibility as the water itself, like, it's supposed to be invisible under the water. why not go with the heaviest pound test so you can efficiently fish with? Especially want to eat it. Look at that. Not a big one, but ooh. Hey. Lake Jackson special. As I was saying, why not get away with the heaviest pound test line that the fish will eat? I mean, you got to think on a jig, it's really, your line's really not affecting. Oh, great. There we go. Your line diameter is really not affecting the action of the bait. It's actually going to slow your fall down just because it's a lot more line that has to kind of cut through the water. But I'll be honest, this is a 1/2 ounce jig, and the times that I've caught them really good here have been on real finesse stuff. Like one time I caught them on a 3/8 ounce jig. The last time I was here, one time I caught them on a 5/16 jig. Another time I really didn't have any jigs, so I got a Gambler Power Ned, threaded a little watermelon skirt on there, and threaded my trailer on it, and it freaking worked, dude. I actually ended up catching an 8-pounder on it that day. So these fish like finesse stuff. I'm gonna experiment with this glider though. Not a big glide bait. Oh, not a big glide bait guy, but figure I better learn it if I want to keep traveling. And you know, sometimes you're just looking for that one big bite, or in practice you want something that'll show fish to you. So I figured I'd break out this glide bait, figure it out, learn it. That's too perfect of a cast right there to pass up with a jig. I really like where these walkways meet the main part of the dock. I mean, not every time of year is that going to be the best part, but it's definitely a high percentage area. You just got two different things meeting each other. You got a big, wide open canopy with a lot of shade meeting a walkway that has shade, but has a lot more sunlight to it. So the fish can dart out and get their stuff. And this is kind of in the middle. Actually, at Lake Gunnersville on the second day, I figured out the majority of the fish were relating right there, right where that walkway split and opened up a little bit. See, developing a pattern like that's important, because you know, I can cover this in, you know, 10 casts really good. I can get 2 casts under there, a cast under there, a couple of casts under the main deal there. That's all great. But to cover this entire thing, because it effectively covered this entire thing, you got to flip under every single, you know, walkway. I could go down the side and throw down something down the length of it, but if they're eating a jig, or if they really want a jig, that's not, you know, you got to come down and fish every single one of these. So developing a pattern on your fishing docks is really important, even on a time of year where the fish really aren't relating to a pattern per se, but they will be relating to a pattern. It's just they'll be doing other things as well, and it's kind of up to you to decide when to stick with the pattern, when to bail from the pattern, and when to do a little bit of both, because that's, oh, I just spooked a bass off this dock here. And if my glide bait retrieve is a little goofy, don't make fun of me. This is like my second time throwing this ever. When you get to like real true Florida, like Istapoga, Kissimmee Chain, Okeechobee, post spawn, flipping a big jig, that works really well. But just, I don't know, it's weird. It's a weird deal. They eat the crap out of a swim jig. They eat big jigs, but if you flip like a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce jig around, it's not that, I don't know, I just haven't had that much success. Brandon Medlock might tell you something different, but I just haven't killed them with it. This dock I like a lot. I mean, I like all these docks, but this is really, really low to the water, and this is a concrete dock too, which that's very unique. I feel like that last dock back there. Oof. I really feel like these fish like wood on this lake. Oh, and we're buoyed off here. That's good. I think that's meant more for boaters so they don't get in there when everyone's swimming. It's not really, I don't think it's an anti-fishing deal there. Nice. Look at all these freaking catfish, dude. Oh my god. Dude, that was like, those are like 20 freaking 15, 25 pound catfish. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. What the crap? What the crap? Jig hit me right in the knuckle when it came out of his mouth. Ow. I was about to say that's a Lake Jackson special. Ow. It's not a bad one. Ow, that freaking hurt. It hit me like right in my vein or something. Open water, just throwing a jig and reeling it as fast as I can on 8-to-1 reel. What they do this time of year, just kind of get up top at wolf pack. Ow! Broke a good one off. You're asking how on 22-pound line. Fish was coming out. She got me right around that guy's skeg and just sliced me right off. That was a good one too. Like a 2.5, 3-pounder. Big one. This is my favorite thing on earth to do. Freaking guys, if you don't know how to skip docks, go learn. It's like, it's fun. It's a good old time. I gotta make a note to order more of these, because I ain't got more. I ain't got none. It's just a 1/2 ounce tungsten jig, real small. I gotta go back there and grab some cries. Unreal. Probably trim this skirt back just a little bit. It's a lot. It's a lot. See, still a full skirt, but just shorter. I like that. That weed guard, you run your finger over it and it's hung. Got your finger. I love this lake. I love any lake that you can skip a jig under docks and just catch fish. I mean, I'm good at skipping. I love catching fish on a jig. I love fishing docks. It all works. So guys, here's where details in fishing don't matter, and how you can be so close to something and get the right deal going. So before I was throwing a watermelon, just twin tail grub, green pumpkin twin tail grub, and this is about as clean as water as you could possibly get. You know, it's gonna make how much of a difference it's gonna make on my bites? Probably nothing, because this also looks better, and sometimes it doesn't matter that much. Just had a 2.5 pounder follow all the way to the boat, and I killed it, and she still tried to eat it even though she was inside of the boat. Maybe that green pumpkin trailer's really putting them off. Crazy.
Because when I went around and fished down the bank and did all, I say a decent thing. I'm talking catch 60, 70 fish on the bank. And now, it doesn't mean that they haven't been there. I don't know. Maybe they've always been there as well. Why are they not showing up in places where they should? That's my issue.
Hi, I'm just getting my lure from under your dock.
Oh. I thought you crashed.
No.
Look like you came back there. Hey, this is a nice boat.
Thank you.
Oh, remember you know we saw this one at a store before? At, Bass Pro
I don't
Shop?
understand
Have a nice day.
if we're doing this.
You too.
Because like I said, live scope's the one thing. And I'll tell you, are we moving them? There's a lot of things in this video, I get it. I'm all over the place to a degree. But it's all like, what's going on with some of this stuff? Because fishing is getting easier. Or is it getting harder? Right? Is it getting easier? Because we're having
Took a while.
this technology.
Sorry, Bass.
Find those fish, right? But I also figured out other tactics to catch them where I wouldn't.
Well guys, that last fish obviously wasn't very big, but I did notice I'm starting to get on a little bit flatter bank again. So down there's the point where I started at, and even though it was a point, I wasn't right on top of the point. I was off it a little bit, and it was very flat. Bite, even got bit on the bank on a flat bank. Got where these deep water little swings are, never had a bite. I think I had a couple random bites in the bank, some short bites, just weird stuff happened. And I start coming down, and I'm like 2 docks down, right where the deep water dock is like 4 docks away, 5 docks away, and I'm here where it flattens out, and skip to the corner and caught one. So it's just kind of, it's funny how these fish act and how like they do what they're supposed to do. You just got to figure out how that relates to you on the lake that you're fishing. Like right now we're just kind of on just a real flat barren bank, nothing crazy. The only thing different, and I'll show you, that I notice on these flatter banks is right over there. See a little bit of Kissimmee grass, and you're gonna be like, dude, and like this stuff right over here, some Kissimmee grass. You're gonna be like, dude, that's in like 1.5 feet, 2 foot of water. Yeah, they're up there. They're up that shallow. I don't know why this super gin clear water, these fish just act weird, and they'll get up super shallow. So I don't know, it's just a deal, especially this time of year in fall. But the water temp's warm. Yikes, 76 degrees, very warm, but still this time of year. The fish are still gonna be doing things relating to that time of year, but they're just gonna move in, they're gonna make incremental moves based on the water temp. Like if it was cold, I'd honestly say there'd be bigger fish on the docks, probably not as many fish in the bank, and offshore there'd be bigger groups. Right now it's probably it's just they're all scattered. But we only got about an hour left of daylight, so I'm gonna get back to it. Let's see if we can catch some more. Jackson stud. Sorry, lad.
It's easier in a team event when you got 2 people. You can
2.5. This is a Lake Jackson stud for real. I just fired up here in the seawall. There's like a little shade. Just threw it out and just started reeling it, man. It's just, there's nothing crazy special about it, and just loaded up, started swimming to the right. I'm like, I think I got one. We got one. GoPro, stop recording. Caught one. GoPro is off, and I've caught 3 bass in a row. Literally all 2.5 pounders. Saddest part of the day. Unbelievable. Freaking A. Fucking GoPro's off. Are you kidding me? I'm kind of halfway tempted to come back here tomorrow. This place is fishing freaking great.